When I came to New West Church, I learned about a history of welcoming refugees and sponsoring refugees. This congregation, going back to the 70s, has sponsored more than 1,100 refugees.
Both of us were immigrants from the Netherlands, and both of us recall when the Hungarian Velvet Revolution was around, how many came to our town, and we witnessed our church getting involved. And so that was our first, what is this refugee thing all about? These are people getting kicked out of the country, or leaving the country when they didn't want to.
Willoughby Church has been involved in refugee sponsorship since the 70s. Canada is built on this idea of a mosaic. So it's not this melting pot where you come and we all become the same. It's you sort of hold on to who you are culturally and ethnically, but also become Canadians.
Our own narrative as a whole church. We're 98 years old, and we've gone through many seasons of people coming and going. It's that welcoming piece is a large part of our story. I think 8 years ago, when we were imagining what could this ministry look like, naively, I was sort of thinking all the crises that the newcomer, the refugee had already gone through, that now they can come to Canada and now it'll be all better. And the needs for a newcomer are immense. Vancouver is a place of a housing crisis, and it's impacted young families in our church who can't afford to live in this city anymore. But then just to imagine a refugee newcomer.
What we've seen in our classis or in our region is an initiative that largely came out of First Christian Reformed Church in Vancouver, in part because the government decided to build a welcome center for refugees right next door to their church. And that, they said, hey, this is an opportunity God's putting right beside us. And so our classis leaned into that and eventually hired or created a new position for a refugee mobilizer.
It isn't necessarily about saying words, about Jesus, but extending the kind of welcome that I think Jesus modeled for us.
I go back to the John passage where Jesus says, I came that you might have life and have it abundantly. The flourishing of everyone is one of the desires of Jesus' heart. So my husband and I come into welcoming refugees with that in mind.
The major gift has just been the other congregations who have shared this vision. And so giving us a deepened appreciation for God's kingdom at work, doing things together where we're not able to do it on our own.
This church has morphed into a typical Dutch CRC church to a multinational church. I think people from 40 different nationalities attend this church. So they realized too, they came from somewhere and found a home here, and they now say, well, we can help.
The church is recognizing God's up to something, and what that is, we're not quite sure, and how that will impact the church and what that means for us, we're not quite sure. But I have a sense that there is an openness in the congregation to what that might be.
I think it goes back to the cornerstone words that on the side of our building, that the Lord has made room for us. As we witness and practice this welcome, we just see the way that holistic needs can be addressed as we long for coming alongside and witnessing some of these really specific needs, that we really begin to see this glimpse of shalom about what does a community that holds peace as its goal, what does it look like for us to inhabit that together?